Of convicted murderer Thandi Maqubela has resumed. This after the Western Cape High Court was told that she is fit to stand trial. This conclusion was reached by a panel of 4 mental health experts following a 60-day observation. Maqubela has been found guilty of killing her husband, Judge Patrick Maqubela, in June 2009. She was also found guilty of forging his will. During the sentencing procedures, 2 defense witnesses called in to testify in mitigation of sentence described Maqubela as a good person. She was convicted in November 2013 for killing her husband, acting Judge Patrick Maqubela, at his Bentry Bay flat in June 2009. Maqubela was also found guilty of fraud after forging her husband's will. She was admitted for observation at the Falkenberg Psychiatric Hospital after acting out of character during a court appearance in September last year. At the time, she was disheveled, confused and asked to be taken to her husband. For more on the court proceedings, we're now joined on the line by SABC reporter Vanessa Puna. Vanessa, a very good afternoon to you. Now, sentencing proceedings have resumed. What's the latest there?
Yes, good afternoon to you. Sentencing procedures have indeed resumed in the Western Cape High Court this morning. There was a brief delay. That was for the Judge John Murphy to consult with a new counsel for Mrs. Thandi Maqubela, who is Advocate Thomas Tyler, who is leading the evidence in mitigation of sentence today. 3 witnesses have so far testified on behalf of Mrs. Thandi Maqubela, the first being an older friend and colleague of hers, a fellow nurse, Tulim Zamani, as well as a former domestic worker, Nokwanda Kunyela, and also just taking the stand shortly after the lunch break was Beatrice Nomfundu Kakaza, who was acquainted with Ms. Maqubela. She had worked in various salons which she had opened as an entrepreneur. All these 3 witnesses have today testified to the character of Thandi Maqubela, describing her as a good person, somebody who always went out of the way to assist others, calling her a good Jehovah's Witness, Christian who had prayed and assisted various members of her staff throughout the years that they were employed with her. And I take it that proceedings will adjourn shortly this afternoon. It's not quite certain whether the defense will at this stage call any further witnesses. We have since learned from the state that it will call a single witness to testify in aggravation of sentence, and we do expect this to take place later on this week, even as early as on Wednesday. But at this stage, the 3rd witness was still testifying in court a short while ago.
Vanessa, what were the experts' actual findings in terms of a mental state? Can you elaborate on that for us?
Yes, well, what I can tell you at this stage is that this morning the state prosecutor, Bonnie Karigamo, handed up documents which were signed reports by the panel of 4 psychiatrists and other experts linked to the Falkenberg Psychiatric Hospital here in Cape Town, where Mrs. Maqubela underwent a 60-day period of observation. And the findings of that report really says that she was indeed fit to understand sentencing proceedings, after which Judge John Murphy then made a ruling that she is indeed fit to understand the proceedings, which commenced shortly thereafter. As you said in the intro just now, at a previous court appearance, she did appear to be confused, she did appear to be disheveled, and asked to be taken to her late husband. So hence this period of psychiatric evaluation was ordered. And then today we heard the court rule that she is indeed fit to stand trial. It's also interesting to note that throughout proceedings today, she did also interact with her new legal counsel at some stage, having a short adjournment so that she can direct him really in terms of questioning or questions he was to pose to the various witnesses that took to the witness stand today. So when we look at Mrs. Maqubela today, she does look lucid. She does look as though she's understanding proceedings, as always, very neatly dressed, sitting down in the dock and listening intently to proceedings here in the Western Cape High Court.
Well, that's Vanessa Puna, SABC News reporter, live to us from the Western Cape High Court. Well, Tsietsi Monare is standing by with the latest weather.